Hello there, my name is Christopher Clark Jr. and I want to welcome you back to the Melon Colony. Today we're going to review X-Men Dark Phoenix. I literally just saw it and I think it was amazing. I think it was great. I don't understand why it's getting such low reviews. It was amazing. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I think this is my favorite X-Men movie. I think that this is the most X-Men-ish you're going to get of the X-Men before they do their Marvel crossover. Like the other movies, the characters were in the process of their developments. There wasn't really a real team, a strong team. They have to develop throughout the movies. It's like everything, ever since the first movie, they were hinting at the war is coming, something's coming, a storm is coming, so on and so forth. And that led to X-Men The Last Stand. And not like so many of the characters didn't properly get developed throughout the course of that trilogy. And in this movie, people are giving so much attention, so much care to detail that they haven't been getting throughout the course of any of the other movies. You know, with Hugh Jackman in the front, a lot of the time was focused on Wolverine. And even though I liked that and that was cool at the time, like they didn't give any of the other characters as much depth as they gave him. So when it came down to this movie, I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. This is the best I've ever seen of Cyclops on film. Like him and Jean Grey actually have a relationship. You know, they're still young. They act like they're infatuated with each other, and they still act like kids. And he gets screen time. You know, he is Cyclops. Like Cyclops is the by the book character. You know, he does everything Xavier tells him to do. That's exactly what Cyclops would do. And this is the best Storm I've ever seen on film as well. Like she has personality. One thing about this film that I really appreciate and that I really love is that, you know, people actually have powers and they can use their powers how they're supposed to use their powers. There's like no holds bar. Like in the other movies, Storm was nerfed. You know how powerful Storm is? Like she was nerfed in all the other movies. Neither was she given any time to develop. But in this movie, man, she's a beast. She is an absolute beast. She had a screen presence. Like she was a threat. Like if Storm comes, yeah, you're gonna have a problem dealing with her. And also another thing I actually like that there were stakes. There was a sense of danger. There was a sense of, oh, if you're around this character or if you're in this situation, you can actually get killed or you can actually be damaged. Like in so many of the superhero movies that come out nowadays, there's no stakes. You know, everybody's invincible. They can get hit multiple times, get punched, thrown into space, shot with beams. So much can happen to them and there will be absolutely no damage done to them. In this movie, that applies to an instant, like to a little bit. That applies a little bit, but they're superheroes still. Like they can't just die easily, but still, there's a sense of danger. If you're around this character, you can actually get killed. Like multiple times when they were fighting, I was just like, whoa, like you need to be good to get me to react. Like there was tense. I felt tense. Like they built up the tension right. The action, oh my gosh, the fight scenes, as I said, they finally used their powers how they're supposed to use their powers. Everybody has their moment. Everybody has their moment, you know. They're actually a team. They're actually the X-Men. It's not like they needed, well, there's multiple movies, but it's not like they needed 4 or 5 movies to finally be a team. Like in this movie, they're just a straight up team. They're already established, you know. Happily, there's other movies that developed into this one, but I think this is the best X-Men that you're ever going to see before. Marvel's the best X-Men I've ever seen. Has to be, I don't know if it's my favorite, because there's still some nostalgia with Bryan Singer's trilogy, specifically Part 2. Like Part 1 and 2, they're really good movies, like the way that they were filmed. I really like them. But so far as X-Men, like a real X-Men movie, a real X-Men everything, like this is the best that they've ever been. I don't understand why people are hating on this movie. It was really good. I have nothing horrible to say about it. Nothing bad to say about it. And once again, I want to give praise to the character development. Everyone has a dynamic. There's a team. Xavier and Eric, their dynamic has flipped. And I liked how they didn't just follow the conventional route. I mean, they had to do that. They've been following the good versus evil thing throughout the whole entirety of these movies between them two. So it was good to see that their dynamic has changed, it has grown, it's matured, and it's flipped to inverses so that they were on opposite sides of the spectrum. I also like how Xavier was in the cut, like he was in the mix. Like my whole deal is that, you know, if you can control the minds of people, the fight should be over in a second. And even though it wasn't over in a second for the sake of, you know, theatricality, for the sake of the movie would be over if like Xavier was just like, you're asleep, you're dead, you're gone. Like, but he was in the cut, like he was in the battle. Like, I really messed with that too, because they always have him far away. And a character even brought that to his attention. We're the ones actually out there. We're the ones actually risking our lives. What are you doing with your life? Like, what are you doing? I also like how everyone has a reason to be why they are. Like throughout the whole movie, Xavier is trying to savor any semblance of unity between mutants and humans. He's trying his best to maintain that peace. And even though that puts the X-Men in danger, he sees it as a necessary sacrifice in order to maintain that peace. He's been through the war. He's always been at the forefront trying to merge the two together, trying to unite the two, and now he's finally been able to do that, and everybody else is just trying to not do that, you know. Sophie Turner, great job. Great job. Jennifer Lawrence, good job. Jessica Chastain, I'm not gonna spoil it, but that whole plot, that whole thing, that's the most ballsy they ever went in that whole franchise. Like they actually went there. I appreciate that. That's a risk. That's a risk. Bryan Singer's trilogy was built on realism, blah blah blah, realism, blah blah blah, and then they went down this route, which is how the comics actually were. So I respect that. I respect that. James McAvoy, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Michael Fassbender, I love him. I love that guy. He's great. He's absolutely amazing, as always. Ty Sheridan, you did good with what you had. Okay, but long story short, X-Men Dark Phoenix was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be absolute trash. It was not absolute trash. It's actually absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's going to be a saying of mine. Absolutely amazing. And I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. The action was great. The CGI was great. The story was good. I am satisfied. I am satisfied. And this is probably the last time we'll ever see these characters in this rendition due to the Marvel Fox crossover. And we're finally going to see the X-Men in the MCU. But I think that this was a good ending to this franchise, to Fox's X-Men. I think this was absolutely great. If you like this video, subscribe. Of course, always subscribe. Leave a like if you feel like it's necessary. Comment your thoughts if you disagree with me, if you agree with the rest of the world who is hating on this film for some reason. I don't understand. And yeah, also, if you do want to support me more, check out my Patreon. You can donate whatever you feel, or you can contribute whatever you feel I'm worth. Also, check out my other channel, Mr. X Melanin, on YouTube. I'm doing a lot on there. I'm posting so much content on there. Like if you don't check it out, I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna blow up one of these days, man. And I might as well. I would rather you be there in the beginning to see the growth rather than coming later. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm gonna hit that wall for you.